Washington executive editor Al Hunt is with us. So, Al, isn't treason an act where death is the consequence? I mean, isn't that the punishment for treason? That's a pretty serious thing.
That was the case for Benedict Arnold, and even Ron Paul, who's the authentic article on Fed criticism, has not suggested death. This is really remarkable that whether you agree or disagree with a policy or even a planned policy, here's Ben Bernanke, the chairman of the Fed. You have 9% unemployment rate, and he's being called treasonous for thinking about doing something about that. That really is remarkable. Mr. Perry also said, or Governor Perry also said yesterday, that the men and women in uniform, he suggested, do not respect the commander-in-chief. I wonder if he has talked to those Navy SEALs who bagged bin Laden, who I think would probably have a fair amount of respect for the commander-in-chief who had the guts to order that raid.
All right. Well, I mean, the reason we're focusing on this, because I'm anticipating the emails I'm about to get and talking about this with you today, is that we're talking about someone who is running for president, not just, you know, a person making an offhand comment, public remarks, obviously more loaded here politically. I mean, I've seen comments on Twitter from the Bush era appointees who were saying this isn't something a presidential candidate should say. It's unpresidential.
Yeah, Margaret, look, criticism of Ben Bernanke and the Fed is totally legitimate. I mean, it should be on the table. And it's good that presidential candidates talk about what they would like to see the Fed do or not do. However, to talk about it as a treasonous act, that may play very well in parts of Texas. I don't think that's going to play very well in Bucks County or Cary, North Carolina, Bucks County, Pennsylvania. And this is a rookie mistake. Rick Perry has not played in this league before. Texas is not running for president. And it shows he's got a lot to learn.
Well, Sarah Palin wasn't a fan of Bernanke with the last round of quantitative easing either. He's for a non-political entity, he's getting a lot of political fire directed his way these days.
Yeah, and it's a legitimate issue, too, what you think of Bernanke's stewardship. But I would guess all of the Republican presidential candidates, with the possible exception of John Huntsman, will be anti-Bernanke. The two issues here are whether that's going to play in a general election when you have a Fed chairman who may be trying to do something about unemployment. It used to be you criticized Fed chairman for not doing enough. But secondly, it was the degree and the tone of what Rick Perry said that I think will cause him problems.
Right. And Fed chairman was a Bush appointee, too, not a Democrat, per se. But give me a sense. Peter Cook was just telling us some of the buzz on Capitol Hill in the wake of Warren Buffett's call for the rich like him to pay more in taxes. Do you think that that's going to lend any fodder to the Republican philosophy of the argument against tax increases?
No. Nada. No way. I think that Warren Buffett, who said yesterday that he pays a lower tax rate, even though he's worth over $40 billion than anyone else in his office, I think by huge margins, most Americans would say that should be changed. That's unacceptable. But I don't think it's going to affect the Republican orthodoxy for reasons of both ideology and campaign financing. Republicans are wedded to this no tax increase pledge. They are just as rigid on this as Democrats were a generation ago on military spending or any military intervention.
Right. And Al, as I just told you, I'm getting the viewer emails already.
I can hear it now.
Yeah,
I can feel it now. I can sense it, Margaret.
What
they
is
won't
the
all
actual
be positive.
penalty for treason, and is it that bad? And no. But Al, that's what I got you for, to help me handle some of this and keep us honest. I appreciate your time.
I've got your back, Margaret.
Thank you.